Hello there, welcome to my views and news. First, I have a few updates for you about the ongoing Abiy Isaias tensions. It seems there's no de escalation, rather, things are not moving in the right direction. Some developments of the last 48 hours indicate that Abiy Isaias tensions are rising. What happened in Saudi Arabia, where both leaders were attending a summit? What happened in the meeting between Ethiopian PM Abiy and Somalia's President Hassan Sheikh? Uh, has Ethiopia sent a message to Somalia? Because Somalia has been supporting Eritrean government's position, or you can say Somalia just played second fiddle to what Eritrea said regarding Abiy's remarks about the access to the Red Sea. So let's start. Firstly, uh, when in Cairo, Egypt, a summit on Sudan was held a few weeks ago. Abiy and Isaias both attended that summit, and there on the sidelines of the summit, they held a meeting, and we heard from Ridwan Hussein that Isaias Afwerki had been invited to visit Ethiopia. That visit never happened. But that meeting showed that the bilateral tension was not very high. At that point of time, obviously, Ethiopian PM had not spoken about the need for access to the sea. Things changed after that. Almost a month ago, PM Abiy delivered a speech, 45-minute long speech, and he then tried to prove that historically, and according to international law, Ethiopia has natural rights to gain access to the sea. And then relations deteriorated between the two countries. Another summit, this time held in Saudi Arabia. Yesterday, Saudi Arabia hosted African leaders. And from this part of the world where Ethiopia, Eritrea, almost all major leaders themselves attended the summit. It just shows the influence of the country, Saudi Arabia, in this region. From Kenya, Ruto was there. From Somalia, Hassan Sheikh attended. From Djibouti, Ismail Omar was there. From Ethiopia, PM Abiy. From Eritrea, Isaias Afwerki. From Sudan, Al Burhan attended. You see that all major leaders of this region and other African leaders too, they attended the summit. And their some meetings have been held on the sidelines of the summit. Who did Abiy meet? Did he meet with Isaias Afwerki? Did he meet with other leaders? Pictures have been shared by Ethiopian state media showing a meeting between Ethiopian PM Abiy and Djibouti's President Ismail Omar. Secondly, pictures of PM Abiy with Hassan Sheikh have also been released. It means Abiy there met with two regional leaders, maybe more with more leaders too, but we could not get any information about Abiy's meeting with Isaias Afwerki. It did not happen. Question is, was there any effort for this meeting? And one of the two leaders refused to be part of the meeting. Difficult to say, but Abiy Isaias meeting did not happen, which is an indication of serious tensions between these two leaders. No de-escalation so far, it seems. A very interesting clip I have for you showing Ethiopian PM Abiy speaking at Isaias Afwerki when there was a joint photo shoot of all the leaders who attended the summit with Mohammed bin Salman. We saw Isaias Afwerki, Abiy, other African leaders too. And Abiy was seen stealing glances at Isaias Afwerki. Uh, so it seems both were not ready for this meeting, especially Isaias Afwerki. I think Isasa is feeling betrayed that he supported Ethiopian military, Ethiopian government, Ethiopian PM, and now PM wants to share. PM wants Eritrean territory. Though he took part in the war to crush TPLF, he had his own axe to grind. That is what I believe. So tensions continuing. It means it was being hoped that maybe Saudi Arabia could play a role there. And if you remember, PM Abiy has written some letters to African leaders, to Ruto, to Yoweri Museveni. He has sent personal messages asking them to intervene, to de-escalate the situation, to talk to Eritrea, to come to the table. It has not happened, it seems, so far. Sasavuki is not ready to meet with Ethiopian PM Abiy. He gave the cold shoulder to Ethiopian PM, though there was no attempt by Ethiopian PM as well to meet with Sasavuki, Eritrean president. So no signs of de-escalation so far in Ethiopia-Eritrea bilateral relations. A clip for you showing how Abiy was stealing glances at Asasa work is showing the uneasiness, especially in part of Ethiopian PM Abiy. Clip for you, then an important development that Ethiopia is reconsidering its role in Somalia. You know that Ethiopian troops are deployed in Somalia. The troops have been part of African Union's peacekeeping operation for years. And secondly, I think apart from this AMISOM participation, Ethiopia has deployed troops outside AMISOM as well in Somalia, especially in neighboring border areas of Somalia. Ethiopian troops are operating. They have their military bases too, and Ethiopia has been trying to help Somalia in the fight against Al Shabaab, the terrorist outfit there. Uh, Now it seems that Ethiopia is considering re-evaluation of its role. It wants to re-examine its role in Somalia. It does not want to be actively involved. Why? Al-Shabaab is still a threat to Ethiopia. Ethiopia participated in the fight against Al-Shabaab because Al-Shabaab was a threat to Ethiopia. It was making inroads into Ethiopian Somali region. Ethiopia tried to keep Al-Shabaab away from its borders. When Ethiopia joined the war against Al-Shabaab, it was for Ethiopian interest as well, by the way. Somalia has joined Eritrean camp. Somalia's military has been trained in Eritrea. Hassan Sheikh visited Eritrea thrice, I think, so far. And Hassan Sheikh is all praise for his awesome work. And now, when we know that PM Abiy wants access to the Red Sea, uh, and Eritrea is trying to form a regional front against the Prime Minister of Ethiopia. Hassan Sheikh has joined Ethiopia, has joined Eritrean president. And Somalia's government official used very strong language against Ethiopian PM Abiy, saying that people in Ethiopia see Ethiopian PM as a madman. He called PM Abiy crazy, a madman. So it was a diplomatic insult to Ethiopian PM Abiy when a government official of Somalia used this type of language for the Prime Minister of Ethiopia. PM Abiy not happy. Ethiopian government not happy. Now Ethiopia has decided to curtail its participation, its operations in Somalia. Military is re-evaluating its role in Somalia, reportedly. Pro-government activists have shared several post messages. They say that Ethiopia has decided that it should not deploy its sources to Somalia. Why should Ethiopia sacrifice its personnel, its assets for Somalia while it has its own problems too? That is why now re-evaluation is underway, re-examination is underway, and we could see scale down in the deployment of Ethiopian troops in Somalia. So either Ethiopia might withdraw from AMISOM, or it will, I think, decrease its deployment in Somalia. Though I think Ethiopia will maintain its presence in border areas. Why? Because Ethiopia cannot keep the border open, vulnerable to attacks by Al Shabaab fighters. So Ethiopia wants to protect Somali region of Ethiopia from Al Shabaab. It wants deployment on its border, but it won't be part of military operations against Al Shabaab deep into Somalia. Al Shabaab has been attacking Ethiopia, accusing Ethiopia of having controlled Somalia's territories. So I think a re-evaluation of Ethiopian foreign policy about Somalia is underway. PM Abiy's speech has created regional shockwaves, isolating Ethiopia a little. I think Somalia not on good terms with Ethiopia. Djibouti, though Abiy met with Ismail Omar, but Djibouti also issued some strong statements recently. SAS and Abiy not on good terms. Abiy is trying to control the damage by involving Ruto, by involving Yoweri Museveni. Let's see what Somalia does. Will it show some flexibility, trying to have relations with both Ethiopia and Eritrea, or will it uh, dismiss this Ethiopian threat of revaluation of its role in Somalia? That we'll see in coming days, unfortunately.